Hey y'all, welcome and welcome back to my channel. It's me, Kia Simone. Let's get into this episode of Married to Medicine, the Psych Ward edition. These people need help, okay? They done decided they're gonna host an intervention for Heavenly, but it didn't go quite like they expected. Let's get into it. Now, before we do, I have not gotten a chance to respond to comments on the last video yet, and I will get down there. You know, we kick it in the comments. But I did want to take a second to say thank you for the super thanks that I have gotten from Shygo2, Tanya Fuller, Esther Young Harry sent me international money. Honey, I'm as international now. You can't tell me. Lady 6916. Dwandlin, Susan SP, and Yvette Greer. Thank you so much to everybody who supports the channel, and for those of you who support by doing what? Say it with me. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Okay, thank you. Now let's go and get into the review. So this episode kicks off with Simone and Quad meeting. They're just catching up on life. Quad is telling Simone how she's adjusting to being a parent, and Simone is noticing how much happier Quad seems than she has been over the years. Quad has been through a lot with being married and divorced and friendships falling apart and everything else, but she seems to be very, very happy in this Monty space. And Simone is adjusting to her son dating. She lets Quad know that Miles has his first girlfriend, and she's Asian. Now, we saw the young lady on the episode, and she seemed to have a lot of interesting qualities other than she's Asian and her name is Andrea. So I'm just going to assume they cut out a bunch of conversation and made us watch them go back and forth about how to pronounce her name as if it was some cultural speed bump. We move on to see Contessa visiting Toya at home, where she is doing her life's work, self-care and spending the family's money. Toya has now directed her self-care energy to buying all the tulips at the florist, something else for Eugene to pay for. So Contessa is coming over there to, give her the good side eye like she does, and ask her how she's doing, how are things between you and Eugene. And she says, well, things are good, but Eugene is struggling to kind of figure out what he wants, what's going to make him happy. And, he's been really affected by the comments Heavenly has been making on her channel. And they show us Heavenly talking about the man and calling him a woman and how he acts like a woman in his marriage, and Toya just runs all over him. And so Contessa said, well, good thing you brought that up, because that's really why I'm here. I was thinking we need to host an intervention for Heavenly, because Heavenly has been attacking all of us online, and I don't think she's going to really understand what she's done and the impact of what she's done until we show it to her. So maybe we take a bunch of clips of her greatest hits online, put them all together, we get together with her and make her watch them and explain to her that this is a problem. Toya said, well, I ain't got nothing to do but spend my husband money. So yeah, just give me time to buy an outfit and I'm down. We move on and see Dr. Jackie meet with a patient who has a mispositioned umbilical cord, and they're having a conversation about how this patient can advocate for herself in the delivery room if Dr. Jackie happens to not be available. And they have the conversation to highlight the importance of Black women, especially in childbirth, advocating for themselves, because the numbers in terms of our mortality rates are absolutely depressing. So I'm moving on. We move on to Anila's house, where Anila, her husband, and Miss Gomez are sitting down with the kids to tell the kids Miss Gomez is leaving right now. Why would y'all tell the kids that this lady is leaving 10 minutes before she's about to jump in her wagon and pull off? I don't understand. So they sit down and talk to the kids, And they start out by giving the speech about how long she's been there and that she's been there their entire lives. And, I know she's all you know. And Miss Gomez looks absolutely unmoved. Honey, I don't give a damn if this guilt trip is on a private island. I ain't going. It don't matter. You can say anything you want to say. I'm leaving here today. So they start explaining to their kids that Miss Gomez has her own family that she has to go be with. Miss Gomez said, let me make this clear. I'm not coming back. And all Anila's son want to know is, what about his damn pinto beans? What is we going to do? Because my mama be around here jumping up and down, dancing in the camera and stuff while she's a damn blogger. And I just want me some pinto beans. Who's going to feed us once this lady leave? And Anila said, well, I'll make you pinto beans. The baby said, do you know how? Lady, I done been living with you a few years. I done known you all my life. And you ain't never made the pinto beans. And now the only lady who know how to make the pinto beans is leaving. And you always jumping up and down like a damn pinto bean. So how you gonna make me pinto beans now? Miss Gomez, did you leave a recipe or something? Anila, let the next thing you get off the internet be a recipe for pinto beans. Miss Gomez packed up all her dams. She didn't leave any behind. She don't give a damn. She got in her truck and she rode off into the sunset. Hasta la damn vista, okay? And Anila's daughter breaks down crying. The son, he's all right. He just worried about his damn pinto beans. Anila and her husband are in the confessional talking about this just highlights the importance of finding someone you can trust with your kids because, your kids are your most precious thing and you're lending your kids to them. That right there might be why that lady don't want to work for y'all. Because for some reason, you feel like raising your kids is her privilege and not her job. Y'all think y'all are doing this lady a favor by paying her to watch your kids. By your own logic, if your children and your family are the most precious thing to you and you have to guard that so closely, then ain't that what she going to do? Why should your family be more important to her than hers is to her? Because you pay her for it to be? It don't work like that. That lady got in her truck and rode straight to hell into freedom. Moving on. We move on to Eugene and Toya's house, and Eugene is getting ready for work. And I'll be damned if Toya don't do nothing. Eugene is up and dressed for work. He goes and wakes the kids up. Y'all mama wants y'all to get up. Okay. Eugene is in the kitchen drinking his coffee, getting ready to go to work. Toya floats out in her robe, ready for a day of self-care, and asks Eugene, oh, did you save me some coffee? So she don't get the kids up in the morning. She don't make no coffee. She don't know where nothing at in the house. This is a top-notch scam Toya got going on. Yeah. Maybe I'm the damn fool. So they start talking about their schedules and what they have going on for the day. And Toya says, I don't have a lot going on. I'm going to be working with our son on a book report he has due. And Eugene said he'll be working until 10 o'clock that night. She said, well, you don't look excited about it. He said, well, I'll get excited when I get there. They're in the confessional talking about the fact that since COVID, Eugene is no longer a director. Well, to make up for the difference in the salary of no longer being a director, he has to take more clinical shifts. Well, Toya talking shit about, well, is that something you have to do or you want to do? That's a want. He said, no. He said, well, it's a legitimate want, but no, mother. The issue is you want a particular lifestyle. I don't know where Toya thinks money comes from, but it's not a well. It ain't trees. There's nobody in a castle spinning gold. I don't know where Toya thinks money comes from, but it costs money to live. And if you want to live a particular lifestyle, and that lifestyle costs X number of dollars, we have to make X number of dollars to pay for this lifestyle. So if he's the primary income in the household and his income changes, he has to do something to make up for that change. And we know the do something ain't gonna be make you get a job. You ain't going to work. Somebody has to pay the cost for you to be the boss around there. So Toya asked Eugene to sit down and talk, and Eugene said, well, I have a minute. And Toya said, see, that's the problem. That's why I've started this self-care journey, because I need Toya time, and you always only have a minute. Well, Toya, you ever heard the saying, time is money? He trades his time for the money that you spend. That's why he don't have time. And if you want a bunch of time, you have to be open to downsizing the cost of the life you live so that he doesn't have to trade as much of his time to make as much money as it requires to provide you this lifestyle. So in response to this whole I'm on a self-care journey because you ain't never got no time speech, Eugene explains to Toya that, listen, I'm burnt out. I'm tired and I feel like I'm walking in mud every day. And Toya said, oh, you're burnt out, really? Yeah. The man only been an ER doctor during the Rona. Like, damn. Eugene starts explaining to Toya that he's really, really burnt out. And he knows a lot of doctors who feel the same way, that they've left the field that they were in. And he wants to diversify. He wants to start doing some different things that he actually enjoys more, because it's taking a toll on him. Toya don't give a damn. Toya is just, oh, okay, you want to do something different, long as it brings in a check. Toya don't give a damn what Eugene do, long as he stay alive and pay these damn bills. Happy. You want to be happy. Child, please tell somebody else. Is the credit card paid? Thank you. And Eugene gives me that he believes that his most attractive quality to Toya is his ability to provide this lifestyle. And if he in any way asks her to downsize this lifestyle, it will diminish him. He will no longer be as valuable, as attractive to her, and he may lose her. And so he is willing to let her swipe till he can't work no more overtime, child. Eugene heads off to work. Toya heads into a day of self-care, and we move on to Simone and Cecil meeting with Omarosa for lunch. Well, they say they knew Omarosa before she became associated with he whose name shall not be mentioned. Omarosa has written a best-selling book, gotten $1 million deal for it, and Simone and Cecil want to write a book, so they said they don't know anybody better to meet with. And they don't cut people out of their lives because of their political affiliations. They said aside from her affiliations, Omarosa is actually a really, really good person. Okay. She gives them some really good advice about the writing and development process, and I took notes myself because I'd say I need to be dedicating some time to a writing project my damn self. So thank you, Miss Omarosa. I appreciate you. We move on to the final event, which is Contessa hosting this intervention for Heavenly at her house. We get to Contessa's house, and Contessa is in the house looking like she just clocked out of Willy Wonka's chocolate factory and went home to be Jane Jetson. What in the hell is on Contessa's head? Now, she mad at Heavenly. She need to be mad at the rest of them because ooh, girl, that's cute on you. See, you ain't got no damn friends because they should have told you, go take that shit off your head. Contessa, Toya, and Simone are hosting the intervention, and nobody knows why they're coming. So as the ladies are arriving, Toya is the greeter, and Contessa tells her that she wants to have all the ladies relinquish their phones. Well, Toya takes this opportunity to let us know she got 2 phones. The last married person that I heard on reality TV say they had 2 phones was Martell. So, Toya, what kind of life you living? So now, as the ladies are getting there, they don't want to give up their phones. Toya's such a jackass that Quad gets there first, and Quad is like, I'm not giving up my phone. And she tells Quad, well, you can just go home. Girl, could you tell them why they're there? And maybe why they need to relinquish their phone? Like communication rules. So Dr. Jackie gets there, and of course she don't want to give up her phone. Toya, with her ignorant ass, said, well, everybody else had to give up their phone. What makes you special? Well, Toya, maybe it's that she's a specialist. That's what makes her special. Dr. Jackie said in the confessional, I don't think Toya understands what it really means to be a doctor. I have a real MD. She is just an MRS MD, so I don't think she gets it. No, clearly she doesn't. Dr. Jackie said, well, would you like me to go home? Toya said, yeah, you can always do that. Yep. Dr. Jackie, gladly, bitch. I'll be home waiting on the hospital to call me. So after Toya almost runs Jackie off and they reel Jackie back in, Contessa brings all the ladies together and announces why they're there. That they are hosting a Heavenly intervention because Heavenly has been attacking them all online and they're sick of it. Well, Quad said she don't think this is going to work because Heavenly is going to feel ambushed. Toya said, well, I don't give a damn because Heavenly's whole channel is an ambush. Now, Toya, when you're right, you're right. And Anila is just nervous because she done been on Heavenly channel talking shit. So Heavenly gets there, everybody greets her, and she's asking, what's up? Why are we here? What's going on? And everybody's playing dumb and looking around and, ooh, Heavenly, you just the prettiest one of all of us. Heavenly said, I know, bitch. I'm so glad y'all finally came around to understand, but why is we here? Contessa said, we're going to play a little game called I Can Show You Better Than I Can Tell You. So she rolled tape. And next thing you know, there is clip after clip after clip of Heavenly talking cash. So Heavenly is talking about Quad and how she has seen Quad without makeup and how Quad has probably had work done to her face. And Anila says something about that. Yeah, that's what fillers do. Quad said, I don't do no damn fillers. Quad said that like she was accused of doing drugs. Quad said, I don't use fillers and I'm the prettiest bitch here. Now, she right. I'm sorry, she right. Quad is dramatic, but Quad is bad than a mother. Okay, the girl is gorgeous. Heavenly accused Quad of dealing with married men. She called Toya lazy and said Toya did what she had to do to get a man to take care of her. She dragged Simone for being a disloyal flip-flopper. She talked about Dr. Jackie and how her husband had cheated on her so much she should be used to it. He always got S in his face. Anila, I don't even take her serious because she ain't got a graduate degree. And dragged Contessa and Scott's marriage to the brink of hell. Heavenly laughed through the entire thing like she was watching the Kings of Comedy. That was hilarious to Heavenly. Not only did Heavenly find this to be hilarious, she was absolutely offended that Contessa had the audacity to do this in front of everybody. How dare you bring all of our friends together and put this kind of footage together? I ain't heard from you in months. You wouldn't call me, text me, talk to me. And when you invite me over, this is what you invite me for? You couldn't call me and talk to me one-on-one? You just gonna present this to everybody? Contessa said, but did I present it to everybody or did you? So Heavenly starts going back and forth arguing with all of them. She's going back and forth with Toya about how she gave sound advice. Y'all can go to hell. What the hell y'all mad for? What she ain't said nothing wrong. Y'all got to show her the damn problem. What you mad for? Toya told her you trifling, and I'm tired of you and your antics. Contessa starts crying and telling Heavenly, this is not funny. My marriage is not funny. So Heavenly said, you know what, Contessa? Let's me and you go outside and talk. They're supposed to go outside and talk. Next thing you know, they are outside screaming like the pharmacy closed before they got their prescriptions. They are absolutely out of control. Contessa is doing the G.I. Jane body bump thing, bumping into Heavenly, screaming about, you did this! You did this! Contessa, what is wrong with you? Girl, she want to take some of the protein out them workout shakes or something. I don't know. I totally get Contessa being absolutely pissed off about her friend being on the internet talking about her marriage, even though they're on a reality show. Because it's one thing for absolute strangers, bloggers, whoever's to be talking about what they've watched on a show. It's a different thing for my girlfriend, who is supposed to be in my inner circle, to get on the internet and use what's going on in my personal life and her access to my personal life for content. However, Contessa lost me at the point where she started blaming Heavenly for her marital issues being exposed. That's a damn lie. About, I never said this stuff. You said, you did that. No, nutty buddy. You did. And I'm so glad they showed the footage of her. I don't know if he's cheating. I don't know what anybody's doing. I hope he's not cheating. You done cried all over the reunion last season. And now it was Heavenly that put it out there. No, ma'am. Contessa gives me the vibe of the person who wants to expose her husband when there are issues in the marriage because she wants everybody on her side in order to get the outcome from him that she wants. Once she has the outcome or his cooperation in creating the image of the outcome, she wants to play Men in Black and erase all the past events. And she wants to now pretend that she never ever exposed that there were issues in her marriage. And somebody else put that out there. No, ma'am. You exposed that. Now, Heavenly is wrong for being on the internet talking about her friends. But she's right when she says Contessa is who put her business out there. Heavenly is right when she says if Contessa doesn't want her business out there about her marriage, then she probably should be quiet and not talk about what's going on in her marriage. It's one thing to be angry at Heavenly for talking about it and making content of your personal life on the internet. It's delusional to blame her for putting it out there at all. As much as they think Heavenly needed this intervention, Contessa needs an intervention too. She has some kind of anger management, borderline personality type of issues. The way she checks out and blasts off, that girl needs to talk to somebody. And so the episode comes to an end with Heavenly telling Simone to kiss her ass because she's old flip-flopping bitch for putting this shit together with Toya, old dumbass. Well, there's an ending there. And we see that next week they're going to pick up with Contessa having a taste for vengeance because she is out to get Heavenly. Anila is struggling with having to raise her own children. And it looks like there's about to be some neighborhood beef between Toya and Eugene and Anila and Karan. It's about to go down, child. But that's it. That's all. I ain't got no more. As always, thank you so much for coming down here, listening to me and letting me get it off my chest. Please be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And in the meantime, until next time, like every time, love you, mean it. Bye.